Welcome to Coaching for Creatives with Kirsten. My name is Kirsten Call. I'm a therapist-trained life coach and a children's book author. Together, we'll get the drama out of our lives and onto the page. Let's get started. You are listening to episode 70, Being Busy. When I was 16, I remember my mom telling me I didn't have to do all the things like French club and choir and working at the cherry factory and McDonald's and marching band and church activities and hanging with friends and AP classes, AP tests, essay competitions, and so much more. There was so much going on, right? I've always enjoyed a full schedule. When my kids were little, we had weekly science museum visits, weekly music lessons, play dates, exploration, memorization time, singing time, walks, exercise. I worked less as a therapist then and more as a mom, and I wanted to make it fun and productive and worthwhile because how could I be worthwhile if I wasn't completely and utterly overbooked and overbusy? Have you ever noticed that we get positive reinforcement for doing things and getting things done? COVID was a really beautiful gift to me because I was forced to stop doing things, and then I could slow down in a way I've never slowed down before. Once things started ramping up again and the world embraced its new normal, I purposefully took on less because I appreciated the forced quiet. How often do we get positive reinforcement for taking a break, for stopping to read a book, for thinking and journaling, for being in the moment? Busyness in our culture has become equal to worthiness. Nora Rosenthal, the chief operating officer of the performance coaching firm Hinsa, conducted a small social experiment by documenting answers to the question, "How are you?" over the course of a week. By her count, nearly 8 out of 10 people said busy. There's something about being busy that shows you're doing something worth doing, right? That's what our world tells us. Devin Price wrote a book called Laziness Does Not Exist, and they have 3 tenets of the laziness lie in this book. So the first lie is worth equals productivity. The second lie is you cannot trust your own limits. And the third lie is there's always more you could be doing. I highly recommend this book because it helps us change our perspective on the truth of busyness, because our worth has nothing to do with productivity. We can sit on the couch and do nothing and be just as worthy as if we're working 8 hours in an office. So here's some things to do to combat this pervasive thought that we have to always be busy. Number 1, you are worthy just because you exist. All you have to do is exist. You are worthy without doing anything. So rest is valuable. Rest is essential, and we need time to rejuvenate, to re-energize, and be creative. We are worthy just by existing. Number 2, listen to your body. I had 20 years of daily migraines. The only time I stopped doing things was when I was forced to stop with a migraine that was so bad I couldn't move. I'm pretty sure my body was telling me that I was doing too much, but I just didn't listen. Number 3, put rest on your to-do list. I do have a podcast episode on throwing away your writing to-do list. I think throwing away your to-do list is a fabulous idea. And also, there is nothing wrong with making a to-do list if you love it. I actually love making to-do lists and marking things off on my to-do list. It gives me a little dopamine hit. And if you like making to-do lists, you can even add, make a to-do list to your to-do list, just to mark something off at the very beginning of your day. So what if we put self-care things on our to-do list, like rest, reading a book, taking a bath, meditation, nature walks, quiet reflection time? Number 4, when you're about to do something, ask yourself these 2 questions. Is this thing magnifying me and who I want to be? Or another question would be, is this thing draining me? If the answer is yes, it's draining, don't do it. If the answer is yes, it's magnifying everything about who I want to be, do it. Number 5, people naturally do things. People really aren't lazy. In a study where people had to sit still for 15 minutes, they made up work for themselves, like taking apart and putting a watch back together. People will come up with the projects and good things to fill their time with. It is very rare that a person will just sit and do nothing for long periods of time. And if they do, perhaps they need the rest. If you don't feel like doing all the work on your to-do list, consider just taking a break. Now, if you continue to have no motivation to do anything, even the things you normally love to do, that could be an indication of depression, and that's a totally different thing. You may need to go into therapy, but that is only if it's an extended period of time where you are not wanting to do things that you really, really love to do. Number 6, when you resent someone else for not doing enough, it means you're doing too much. So it's really good to be metacognitive. Notice when you're resenting something, and that really tells you a lot about what you're doing in your life. Number 7, think of 5 key moments in your life where you felt really alive. Think about those 5 key moments. Were they moments when you were feeling super busy? Heather Morgan is the person who created this exercise. And the thing about it is that all 5 of those moments may have some things in common. What do they have in common? Are you in nature? Are you with people? Ask yourself what you really value. Is it nature, creativity, connection? Inevitably, you will find that what is most important to you and what makes you feel most alive is not the little things that make you so busy, right? Number 8, give yourself grace for wanting to be busy. This is where we don't judge ourselves for buying into productivity culture. This is what we were taught was important. Busyness is almost a status symbol, right? If we never have enough time, it means we're doing it right. So we really need to rewire our brains and rewrite the narrative we've been telling ourselves for our entire lives. It's not only okay to rest, it's imperative to rest. It's restorative and increases our creativity. So next time you feel busy or overwhelmed, ask yourself, do I really need to do this? Can I cross it off my list without doing it at all? What will happen if I choose to stop right now? When someone asks you how you are, notice how you answer the question, how are you? Do you answer, my life is crazy, I'm so busy? Perhaps make it a goal to not feel quite so busy. Perhaps make it a goal to use your time in a restorative instead of a draining way. Listen to your body when it's telling you to slow down. And although you've been trained to believe there's always more to do, and even if you get everything done today, there are hundreds of things to be done tomorrow. Be intentional with what you choose to do. Perhaps delete busyness off your to-do list. Your body and your brain will thank you. Until next time, keep smiling. If you like what you've heard, check out my Get Yourself Unstuck program. Go to KirstenCall.com. That's KirstineCall.com and schedule a free consultation today. Coaching for Creatives is produced by Kirsten Call. Music and audio engineering by James Call.